What's up, YouTube? Big Country 7914 here, back with a new video for you. This one has been requested by people in my stream, personally messaging me. So here it is. This is going to be an updated version of the best EASHL builds in NHL 21. Before we hop into these builds, I do want to remind everyone that I do stream over at twitch.tv, Big Country 7914. I stream Tuesday, Thursday nights, and Saturday afternoons. So make sure you go over, hit that follow, turn those notifications on so you get that nice little alert right on your phone or any device that you got saying that, hey, Big Country went live, and come hang out with the Shoot Score Happy community. Also, make sure to follow me over on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and don't forget to hit the sub button right here and give it a thumbs up if you like this video. I got 5 builds for you, 2 forward builds, 2 defensive builds, and attendee builds. These builds are on my preference and how I like to play, how my style of gameplay is. So, I mean, these aren't like a written law that, hey, these are the best ones. These are the best ones for me and my style. So if you play similar to me, these will help you. Or if you want to kind of learn how I play, make sure, again, you hop into my Twitch channel and kind of just watch me play. All right, so here are 4 out of the 5 builds that we're going to be using. Power forward, 2-way defenseman, puck moving defenseman, and 2-way forward. Kind of see I got a little bit of a trend there, but we'll start from the top, work our way down. So we'll start with the power forward. Power forward, you can either run them at 6'2", 6'3". 210 pounds is the lightest you can get. I always play a lefty. I like the strongman because you get that strength and durability, so you don't get knocked over as much, you don't get injured as much, like some of these smaller builds do. So this is a new trait that they've added in season 3. If you guys didn't know, they do add new traits to each season. So we are wrapping up season 3 shortly. Season 4 will be coming out, and they'll be adding new traits. The traits that they have added previously, I wasn't really a big fan of, so I never really added them into my builds. But now this one right here, Speed Skater 2, big fan of. So it's very useful, very helpful. As you can see, the speed on my power forward is up to an 85 now. I know the acceleration and the agility isn't the best, but the speed is still there. You still get that straight line speed. And then I like Deflection Master because he is a bigger build. I like to kind of just camp right in front of the net, park my booty right in front of the goalie, get those deflections or those garbage goals, and you know gotta play greasy to get the greasy ones, right? So that's kind of my update now. I still got the strongman. The only really change was going from the interceptor, which kind of gave you a little bit of an agility boost, to the speed skater 2, which gives you the speed boost. So instead of agility, you get the speed. I think it makes that guy a little bit faster, but still won't outskate those smaller builds, but won't get as injured as often as the other ones. So. All right, let's move on to the next one, 2-way defenseman. This one I primarily use for 6s. This is my 6s build. This is my go-to 6s build. I've been kind of giving this to a bunch of people lately. 6'2", 205. Again, a little more meat on the bones so that way you're not getting knocked off the puck, which is especially important in the defensive zone. There's a lot of times where you kind of get yourself stuck into a corner. You got to really kind of protect the puck so you can get you don't lead to a turnover in the defensive zone, which will, usually defensive zone turnovers lead to goals for the other team. So I like the kind of the bigger builds. Again, speed. I have the Speed Skater 2 here. It gives them a little more speed. It definitely helps significantly getting back in the play if you kind of, if you're trying to pinch at the blue line in the offensive zone, it will allow you to, kind of catch up, get back. And if you angle it properly, you can kind of get yourself into the right position. If you have good communication with your goaltender, you might be able to set your attendee up for a good, good position to stay home on the short side. So, maybe it doesn't, if you get that angle on him. And then strongman, which adds to the strength and durability. Again, these are my preference in these builds. These aren't, the lay of the land, the law that you should be using. And then finally, the specialty trait I use is backskating. I don't know if it actually really does anything. It's more kind of a mental set than actually a boost in any attributes. So that's just kind of more of a preference for me, just more of a mental stability, knowing that, hey, my guy can skate backwards better, which hopefully he should, being a defenseman. I know some people like to use the where is it, the quick defensive stick, which kind of helps with the poke checks and whatnot. I feel like I'm pretty good with my poke checks alone, so I would just stick with the backward skating. On to our third build here, puck moving defenseman. This one I primarily use for threes. Definitely got some more speed. Definitely is a little small than my normal builds. He's 6'2", 190 pounds. Again, strongman with the speed skater and the back skating. It allows me to kind of make up that ice in threes. There's a lot of ice to be used in threes. I don't know if you're a big threes player or not, but there's a lot more room to kind of maneuver and make up ground for. So that's why I kind of use those. That's why I kind of go with a little bit smaller build. There's really not too many hits being thrown in the threes. So I just like the strongman. The strength. I feel like the strength, even though it doesn't really show or apply to your offense, but I feel like the strength, which is kind of just me talking here, I really have no stats to back it up, but I think it does help your wrist shot power and your slap shot power. Just, you kind of think, strength, power, they kind of go one, like, hand in hand. So now, and then once again, speed skater and back skating. Onto our fourth and final offensive builds. We got the two-way forward. I'm a big fan of this one. Honestly, I use this one more than I do the power forward build lately. Again, you're kind of seeing a little bit of a trend here. Speed skater, strongman. This build is 6'2", 194. Even though he is under 200, where all my other builds are about 200, with that strongman, it really helps, preventing getting those injuries. Which you really if you're injured for 5 minutes, you're sluggish, you can't move, you can't recover, your stamina stays low. Getting injured in the game, it does exactly what it's supposed to do. You get injured, you're supposed to be hurt, you're not going to play at, your full capacity. So I try to steer away from that. So that's why I always go with the strongman. Drive the net. Kind of helps with like those rebounds. I think this specialty, again, it doesn't really show it in the attributes, but I feel like it does help me pick up those rebounds off of shots, or just again, cleaning up the front of the net. Being those bigger builds, you kind of want to camp in front of the net and just be the distraction. The height, it's, if a goalie can't see the puck, he can't save it, right? So that's why I always like to run the bigger builds. Again, I know I've mentioned this before early in the video. I'm going to continue to say this. These are my preferences. These are how I like to play. I like to play a bigger build. I like to be able to take the ice, take my space, be able to power move around people, open up situations for my teammates to get into better positions so they can score. If you want to see how I do play with these builds, make sure you do head over to twitch.tv, BigCountry7914, and watch me play EASHL. We're always playing EASHL. Every once in a while, I'll jump in the hut. That's if no one else is around to play EASHL, but it's very rarely. So these are my offensive builds. Let's hop over to the Tendy. I can show you my Tendy build. All right, so here is my goaltending build. I always like to run butterfly. I always ran butterfly. Again, this is kind of all preference for you. 6'4". Taller goalies kind of have been the MO in the past couple of years. You might see a lot of people running like a 6'7" goalie. I don't like to go too tall. So 6'4", 200 pounds, catches left. So these are kind of newer traits that they've added in the last couple seasons, the duelist and the general. I put both these on. Was actually really, at first I was not a big fan of the general. Then I added the general with the duelist, and I felt like they complemented each other very well. I felt like I played much better. I know the speed and vision is a little bit down using these two, but you know, your glove high, glove low, stick high, stick low, breakaway, rebound control, the kind of your main priorities in a goaltender are up there higher. 5-hole is down, but it's not even down too much. It's still an 87, which is pretty good. And butterfly, you really shouldn't be letting anything up if you're a butterfly goaltender in the 5-hole, because you are going down into butterfly. And then specialty for me, I like the one-time wonder. I feel like my biggest struggle is getting over for those one-timers. So again, another like kind of just a mental, comfortability, hoping that these one-time wonders do help with getting over for that one-timer. So, but that's kind of, just the way the controls are for playing Tendy this year. It's a little more difficult trying to slide right to left, left to right to stop those one-timers. So that's why I put the one-time wonder on, hoping that it does help me. So those are the 5 builds that I got for you. Those are my updated builds. Maybe I'll have another video for you if the season 4 comes out and they got some traits that are better than what they've added in season 3. Again, if you guys want to go check out my Twitch, twitch.tv, BigCountry7914. I rotate playing every position, whether it's offense, defense, or Tendy. In a bunch of leagues, so I'm always playing in those too. So if you want to kind of see how I utilize these builds, use these builds, make sure you guys go check that out. And if that's something you would like, a video you like to see me do, put it in the comments below. And if there's any builds that you guys have that you like, that you swear by, please put them in the comments below. I would love to try them out. And if you guys are still here at the end of this video, please hit that sub button, give it a like. And until next time, I hope everyone has a wonderful day, and always remember, shoot, score, happy. Have a good one, y'all. For you to acknowledge it. My fiance's gone for the day looking at bridesmaid dresses. Ooh.